Wake up, America. Larry Fink is revealing the elite's secret. In 2023, when he did a stark shift from Bitcoin being used for money laundering to a flight to quality, the general public should have woken up at that point. But when they are going to wake up is when adoption is coming in. There's a moment in time right now where the normal, everyday person, if they were to lock in for the next 6 years, could potentially radically transform their family's life. And how can I say that? Is I did it the last 5 years. We went from losing everything because of COVID, and we transmuted that negative energy into financial literacy, financial education, and making sure it never happens to our family again. We became millionaires in crypto. Our team became millionaires in crypto. We became millionaires outside of crypto by taking our profits from 2020 to 2022 and building cash generating ecosystems. And now we're about to build generational wealth over the next 6 years by keeping the foundation of calmness, stoicism, stewarding our money well, and understanding that there's a shift in humanity happening right now. And this is nothing new under the sun. But Larry Fink is giving you the secrets to the elites. What I'm about to go through right now, I want you to follow all the way through. Now, here's the thing. Most people have fallen off already. Our attention span is like this. That's why they got us. If you can make it all the way through this video, I want you to get a pen and paper out and I want you to take notes. I want you to write down right now, inflationary, deflationary. We're going to break that down today. So let's dive right in. I'm going to tell you that Bitcoin and XRP will be number 1 and number 2. And on the back end of every video, I'm going to give you a big warning. And I'm also going to share with you exactly what I am doing. All right. So this came out from Bitcoin Magazine on March 31st, 2025. It says, just in, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink warns dollar at risk of losing world's reserve currency. It says, can Bitcoin eat away at the US dollar's reserve status? If the US doesn't get its debt under control, its deficit keeps ballooning, America risks losing that position to digital assets like Bitcoin. Now, why do you think, let's just use logic. Why do you think that in Trump's last presidency, he said he's a dollar guy, he's not a crypto guy? Then he comes back and he runs on being the crypto capital of the world and the Bitcoin president. Remember, Larry Fink was a trusted advisor of Trump in the past. Larry Fink and BlackRock have been tapped by the Federal Reserve twice to balance out markets in 2008 and 2020. And Larry Fink is the largest asset manager in the world and now is the second largest holder in Bitcoin through their ETF. Let that sink in. The top 4 holders in Bitcoin are BlackRock, Satoshi, BlackRock, Grayscale, Strategy B, and America. Guys, it's going to be here. It's going to be the new gold. Physical gold is going to transmute into digital gold. You're going to see a whole rewiring of your banking system. I'm giving you all the hints of things that you should be looking at and asking why you should be investing in it. But this is his letter right here to investors. So I'm going to show you guys really quickly. We're going to go through this. So I highly recommend you go on BlackRock's Twitter, click this link right here and read his letter to investors. This is the stuff you should be studying. Can you guys see my screen? There we go. Read his letter to investors. This is what you should be studying. Not get rich quick, not meme coins, not getting wealthy in this moment, long-term, fundamental. Okay. Next, Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. are investing in Bitcoin mining companies. They are literally going all in on Bitcoin, all in on cryptocurrency. I got invested into their world. I'm going to say, why do I keep saying it wrong? World Liberty Financial, which is their DeFi platform. Okay. This is not a game anymore, guys. Ignore the lack of price appreciation right now. This is an absolute blessing. Now, 2020 to 2024, you could have called me a quack. You could have called me crazy, but everything we said came true. I told you banks were going to be able to custody cryptocurrency by 2025 on my videos. Go back to my videos from 2020. The things I didn't get right is dates, but we got the patterns very, very accurate. It's very easy to see what is happening right now, family. Okay. Now, this is important. Now, why would Bitcoin threaten the dollar? Okay. We're going to go into this right after this part. So, this is important. So, Cynthia Loomis responded, who is the one that created the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Act, or the Bitcoin Act, excuse me, so that we can buy a million Bitcoin, hold it for 20 years. And why is that important? Because the Bitcoin Act will help America get our debt under control. Only one nation will have the juice to own enough Bitcoin to underpin its currency and the world reserve. The clock and the next block are ticking. Let's go. Okay, guys, they don't have a choice. Listen to me, please. They don't have a choice. You have a inflationary thing called the dollar. Since 1971, we detached from the gold standard. Every single year, the Feds run a 2% inflation. Every single year, you become poorer if you don't get a raise that beats inflation. For example, my parents bought their house in 1971 for $25,000. That same exact house is now worth almost $400,000. That is a deflationary of their buying power. Okay. Why do you think all of a sudden they're saying Bitcoin, Bitcoin, XRP, Bitcoin, Solana, these are deflationary. Bitcoin and XRP are both deflationary. This is what I want you to learn from this video. Inflationary, there's no backing to it. It becomes less valuable every single year. Deflationary becomes more valuable every single year. Bitcoin, there's 21 million, 8 billion people in the world. Okay. Almost all the supply is gone already. The governments are buying it now. It's going to be one of the most scarce assets in the world. Okay. They can't print any more of it. Has a fixed supply. XRP has a fixed supply. And every single time a transaction runs across it, it burns XRP. So we're moving from there's no grand conspiracy going on. It has to switch. The conspiracy's got us here. That's what got us here is greed, right? Is lust, is greed, is lack of authenticity. But that's over, guys. We're in the era of authenticity. This is it. Everything's getting exposed. So get in the middle ground, like Jesus says. Okay. This is what he means by in the middle ground. Get stoic, get calm, see it for what it is. Okay. There's an energy. This is level. You're not too right. You're not too left. You're not, if you're like this, you're going to get wrecked. Get in the middle ground. Okay. This is a shift in an economic system that has to happen. Bitcoin will be here. I don't care what any influencer says Bitcoin's going to be here. XRP is going to be here. I know that. And I put my money where my mouth is. So trust me, I'll have to eat crow. There's thousands of videos that I do. On a yearly basis, thousands of videos that I do talking about this. I'm very open and transparent what I do, and also look back at the consistency. I haven't changed my narrative. Bitcoin is gold for my family. We're holding it forever. We buy it every single day, and when it dips, we buy more. Okay. XRP is my largest holding. I will continue to buy XRP on a daily basis. And when it dips, I buy it. And I'm so excited about this sideways action. Okay. Then I have other cryptocurrencies, which I've shared with you guys on many videos. And within our education section, I share with you my top 5 cryptos. I'm not hiding anything from you guys. Okay. I also became a millionaire outside of crypto. I did the opposite of most people. What we saw, and I'm just sharing with you guys wisdom, is we saw a lot of people get very wealthy, to include us, from 2020 to 2022. And wealth is all relative, right? We made high 6 figures from 2020 to 2022. Okay. We took those profits. We took some of the profits. I held 50% of my portfolio. I wish I would have exited a lot more, but we exited and we built businesses. We built cash generating assets. We stewarded our wealth. We didn't buy Lambos, big houses, Ferraris. We didn't buy big watches and show off our stuff. We actually bought stuff that actually brought money back to our ecosystem and to our people. So throughout that process, we built, 6 different companies in information technology, attention, education. Now we open up our own financial services firm. And we are building true ecosystems that add value, that are in alignment with God. And we pray for wisdom every single day. But we take that wealth from 2022 to 2024 and I reinvested back into the markets. Okay. Then when I profit, when we go back into the bull run, well, it's coming. I'm going to pull profits. I'm going to max fund my insurance policy. So I index and I insure my money. I'll get a little bit more real estate. I'll put more money into my cash generating businesses, into my dividend ETF strategy. Then we just keep multiplying. Because freedom comes from freedom of time, freedom of choice. Freedom isn't having a bunch of stuff that you're over leveraged where you're stuck in this cycle that you're stressed every single month. Freedom is when your family needs something and you can just take care of it like that. As I'll speak to men's hearts specifically, that's your job as a man, in my opinion, is to protect your ecosystem at all costs. That's financially, spiritually, mentally, socially. Your decisions are currency. And if you're not able to take care of your ecosystem, it's time to get your shit together. I'm talking to myself. I really dialed in on this. I was so tired of seeing my own self, who had lost his money 3 times by being an irresponsible, broken ass little boy who was living for the world. When I finally figured it out in 2020, when they finally took everything from me once again, I said, "It's your fault, JB. It wasn't Trump's fault. It wasn't Biden's fault. It wasn't anybody's fault. It was my fault. It was my decisions, my lack of financial literacy, my lack of being able to control desires and instant gratification." So I decided to dial in and get my shit together. And I started focusing on God and honored God in everything I do. I started protecting my family and my ecosystem at all cost. And I stayed out of other men and women's business because I was too busy working on mine. And I built a strategy. I got disciplined. I gained knowledge. I prayed for wisdom, and I pray for wisdom every single day. Took that knowledge, I turned it into wisdom through practical application. And I'm so glad I did, because freedom is looking back at your ecosystem, men, and saying, I did what I needed to do to make sure that my ecosystem, my kids, the divine feminine within my ecosystem, they can truly be who they're meant to be because they're protected. I believe that's our purpose as a man. That's why I'm here. So I wake up every day with purpose. That's why I have blinders on. I don't listen to haters. I don't respond to haters. I'm too busy. I'm too busy focusing on my family. I always say, if there's a problem, then my team will call me. Other than that, I ain't listening to it. So I don't mean to go on this rant, but I wanted to really look you in the eyes. And if you can learn to do the opposite, I mean, I can see it in people's faces when I run into them out in the grocery store when they say hi, like, JV, what, come on, man, what's happening? I'm like, what do you mean what's happening? This is the greatest time in human history. We're locked in. We're dialed in. This is great that it's sideways. So I say to them, let me ask you a question. Do you know why you're invested in this? Well, I heard XRP was going to $10. I'm like, the conversation's over, man. What do you mean? Like, you're not listening to anything I say. If you're focused on the price and getting rich quick, this is not the conversation to have. You should be focused on why you're invested. What is your purpose? Why are you here? What are you planning on doing with this money? How are you going to build an ecosystem? And that isn't short term. That is long term. 1 year planning, 5 year planning, 10-year planning, and legacy planning. So it's time to lock in. It's time to dial in. I'm talking to men and women, specifically men. I'm talking to your hearts big time. It's time to lock in. I'm so fed up with seeing these men out there in this whole new thing of men talking about multiple wives and this and that. That shit ain't cool, man. The Lambos and multiple wives and stuff, that's not kingdom living. That's not God living. That will get you nowhere. That is not wisdom. And this is just on my heart. I'm just gonna speak it. I don't even know why I'm just it's just flowing through me. Like, you're seeing more and more of it, man. Like, oh, you should have multiple wives and don't live with your spouse, and do this, and you should have this freedom, and you should be there protecting your family at all cost. Everything you should do. I made so many mistakes. I've been divorced twice. I made all the mistakes. It was because I was a broken little boy who didn't have his shit together. And now my thing is to protect my ecosystem at all costs. It was my responsibility to have the children. It was my responsibility to create those ecosystems. And I'm doing everything I can to take care of everybody in my ecosystem. Am I a perfect man? Absolutely not. I'm a very flawed man. So I love you guys. I really do. I had a big warning for you. If you made it this far, I love you. Comment warrior. You're a true warrior if you're listening to me babble on that long. Is I will never proactively DM you. We do not invest people's cryptos. QFS accounts are a scam. We do not invest people's crypto. Don't send anybody your crypto or anybody pretend to be me your money. They're all scammers. Okay. I'm just going to keep putting warnings out there. What I do have for you is the greatest community in the world. I'm so proud to say we've helped 11,000 people since 2020 get their shit together. Subconscious mind programming, goal setting, market calls, example portfolios, blockchain education, crypto education, entry plans, exit plans, showing you how to do it, how to fish, not giving you a fish. We don't invest your crypto. We're not an investment platform. We teach you how to fish. How did we do this? How do we set up these ecosystems? How do we stay calm? When shit's hitting the fan, my team is live and they're keeping you calm. So if you want to put blinders on, you want to be part of the greatest ecosystem down below, click the 3T Warrior Academy or click the Coach JB Academy in my bio. If you want to learn from my first financial services team, this is specifically around cash value life insurance, annuities, protecting your family, learning how we insure, compound, and grow our wealth. Some people call it the infinity banking concept. You can set up an appointment with my team down below in the description of this video or in my social media platform. It has nothing to do with the digital asset side or education around crypto. That is specifically around insurance, life insurance, annuities, learning how to protect, compound, and grow your wealth. It's a free financial strategy. We will not ever ask you to send us money directly. Okay. So I just want to keep you guys safe out there. I appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.